Assalamu alaikum everyone. So today we are going to be starting a new unit, a complete new chapter, that is management and leadership, that is unit 2 of business studies, HRM human resource department. So we are starting off with the first chapter of this unit, that is managers and leadership, management and leadership. So we are first going to talk about functions of manager and their roles. Now what is the first, before starting off the functions and roles, we need to know what is the difference between functions of and roles, management roles and management functions. Now a lot of students make this mistake. They confuse functions with roles. When examiner asks for functions, they write all this for role, the role part, and when they ask for roles, they write this. So that both of these things are different. And what's the difference? Well, functions are essentially those things that are part of your job description as a manager, that this is expected from you, that you should be doing this because this is your job. That are the functions of manager. The roles are something that is not related to your management, that's not your job description part, but these are something that you should do, and it will be just beneficial for the whole organization and for you as well. But it's not something that is part of your job description. It's not something compulsory, it is just optional. So without further ado, let's begin. Functions of manager. The first function is setting objectives. What needs to be done? We've already talked about the importance of objectives, how important objectives are. They are the ones that allows a business to have a goal, and then according to these objectives we plan out our strategies and allocate resources accordingly. A manager also has to organize resources, human resources, basically selecting the right number of HR with the required skill. Human resource, basically HR is human resource with the required skill. So the functions of what is this point? You have, as a manager, you have to organize your resources. You need to select the right number of human resource with the required skills. The skills should be as suited to the job, the operation that you are currently doing. The skills should be suitable, and the number of people should also be suitable. There shouldn't be extra people, not there should be very few people. Coordination. They should also be able to communicate with other departments, not just your human resource department. You have to cooperate with your finance department regarding the salaries. You have to cooperate with the operations department regarding your inventory control, if they need employees or not. You have to contact with marketing, how much human resource does marketing department need. So there should be coordination between all departments, and that is done by managers. Managers just basically communicate with other departments. Directing and motivating staff. You have to motivate your staff, you have to direct them, show them the way, you have to show appreciation for their hard work if they are doing it. If they're not able to do it, you have to motivate them, you have to put them on track, so that you have to show them a goal. You have to motivate them properly. There are different motivation methods, that is a different chapter. After this chapter we are looking at the motivation chapter, how different ways of motivating people. So basically, yeah, that is one of the important functions, that they have to direct the staff, control the staff, show them what to do, tell them what to do, and motivate them as well. Controlling and measuring performance. Basically, if overperform, reward the employees with financial or non-financial awards. If underperform, then warn them, train them, and if they are still not able to perform their work, then you have to make them redundant or fire them, dismiss them. That's all about the functions of manager that are part of your job description. You are expected to do this as a part of your job. Moving on, we have management roles. What are the roles of manager? Well, there are three basic roles, can be divided into three basic categories: interpersonal, informational, and decisional. So let's look at each of them individually. Interpersonal is related to anything a manager does which relates to relationships with staff. Anything that you are doing with regarding to your staff, anything that allows a contact, a relationship between a manager and a staff. So that's basically interpersonal. Now what sort of relationship could you be? What sort of your relationship exists between manager and the employee? Well, there are three basic relations that a manager could have. Figurehead, symbolic leader of the organization undertaking duties of a social or a legal nature. So a manager could be a figurehead, like a leader of an organization taking social or legal nature organized duties. So you have to be a figurehead, you are doing stuff. You are being a leader. You're being someone who those people can look out to, that okay, he's there being a leader, symbolic leader. You are a image for the people, like other people look up to you, they want to be someone like you, so they are doing something good as well. Leader, motivating subordinates, selecting and training other managers and staff. That is also one of the management roles, that you have to motivate subordinates, you have to select and train other managers and staff. That is basically the leader's job. And liaison, linking with managers and leaders of other divisions of the business and other organization. So figurehead was your own organization, becoming a symbolic leader for the organization that they can look up to. Leader was about motivation, selection and training, and liaison is about like talking with, holding a cooperation. Basically you are cooperating with the other departments, so you are the main source of cooperation, main source of communication with other departments. You have to communicate with managers, leaders, so holding the organization together. Now informational roles. Informational roles are related to providing information. Of course, information to who? Well, there are different types of information providers. Monitor, collecting data relevant to the business's operation. So you have to collect data. What sort of data? Well, there's collection of data was basically what? Primary research, secondary research. We've talked about market research in unit 3 marketing as well. So all that work is done by monitor. You have to collect data. Or disseminator, sending information collected from external and internal resources to the relevant people within the organization. You have to, like, whatever the information that you have collected from the resources, other sources, you are communicating with to the required relevant people to the organ. Not everyone, just the relevant people who needs to know that information. And there's also spokesperson, communicating information about the organization, its current position and achievements to external groups and people. So basically you're telling your stakeholders about your current position, or your shareholders your current positions, your achievements, what are your current goals, what do you expect the business to be. So that's what about spokesperson is. Then decisional rules are related to making decisions. Of course, there's entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator and negotiator. Entrepreneur, people who looking for new opportunities to develop the business. You are looking for new opportunities, you are looking for new investments, coming up with innovative ideas, finding a niche market, finding a gap in markets to exploit them, meeting people's demand profitably. That's what entrepreneur does, finding new opportunities. Then there's disturbance handler, responding to changing situations that may put the business at risk, assuming responsibility when threatening factors develop. Like for example, competition arrives, or market goes into recession, the economy goes into recession, sometimes some uncertain factors arrive, there's some risk at the business, so you have to respond to that disturbances. You have to handle those disturbances. That's the disturbance handler. Then there's resource allocator, deciding on the spending of organizations financial resources and the allocation of its physical and human resources. Physical or human resources. Physical resources are basically human resources. So you have to allocate your resources effectively, not just effectively, efficiently, so that you can achieve your goals with the minimum input required. So that's basically efficiency. You are just basically allocating your resources accordingly. Okay, so many 10 people in marketing, 15 people in operations, so and so people in research and development, so and so people in marketing, etc., etc. That's like just basically allocating resources accordingly, according to the financial resources of the organization. You can't just allocate, okay, you just decide, okay, these many people are enough for the job, let's just hire them. No, you have to look at your financial resources. Okay, how much financial resources do the business have, and according to that you allocate the human resources. Then finally we have negotiator, representing the organization in all important negotiations. Example with government. So you are just whenever there are important negotiations being held, you are representing your organization. That's what negotiator is. So that's all for the management roles. We just have to learn these points, simple points, and whenever the examiner asks, sometimes examiners say this is the most important, what are the roles of management, well, you just go on and describe each of these roles. And functions, just keep in mind the difference between functions of manager and management roles, so because that's very important and we don't want to mess with that. And thanks for watching then, and Allah Hafiz.